Hey guys, let's talk for a second about how to practice. Uh, somebody, a great musician, told me one time it's like practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So if you practice bad habits, you can't expect great results. So the main thing that I try to do when I practice is to be very intentional in what I'm doing, and so this is what I do. I'm not saying that this is the way that everybody has to do it. We all learn slightly different ways, but this is the way that I have to learn it. So let's just kind of go through the steps. Okay, the first thing that I do, let's say we're a week out and we're going to do a brand new song, or maybe it's not a new song to the worship team, but it's a new song for you. So the first thing that I do is I spend some time listening to the song on some good headphones, or on a good car stereo where I can kind of refine what the bass is playing. And the first couple times I just want to listen to the song in the context of what's the message of the song, so that I have the right heart for the song, and not to listen to the music part at all, but just like, how does this song speak to me? But then after that, I want to really focus on what the bass is doing. And it's really kind of hard to do that. It's harder to do it than you think, because a lot of times you'll be, okay, I want to really listen and see what the bass is doing in the bridge. And before you know it, you're like singing along with the bass and the bridge is over. So it's like, it really takes a little focus to do this. But just listen to it very closely with some good headphones, or in your car where you can really hear it with a lot of clarity. And so that's step one. So the next step is, okay, it's time to practice at home. I always like to take like a Nashville number system chart, and as I'm listening to it, I write down specifically what I do, when I play, when I not play, and I even write down the rhythms, like, am I playing whole notes? Am I playing 16th notes? Am I building? Am I dropping out? All those stuff. I like to write it down. Now, I know maybe that's not for everybody, but the rule that I have for me is I can't remember what I didn't learn in the first place. So if I never really write it down and commit it to memory, what's my chances of remembering it later? So that's the way that I do it. So I write specifically down. So the next day, I have the Nashville number system chart in front of me, all of my notes, and I play through it looking at the chart. And play through it several times so that I can play it perfectly looking at the chart. Okay, after that, the next day, I'll take the chart away and see what I can remember. If I mess up certain parts, maybe I'll glance back at the chart to clean up a few things, and I sit there and I play it until I can again play it flawlessly without the chart. And then on like the last day, I just go through it, trying to kind of not so much think about numbers, to be more instinctual and to play it like from the heart without thinking about numbers, and to just kind of feel like the big parts, and where I'm supposed to build and all that stuff, because it's really more about worship than really making sure you play the 1-4-5 thing right. Okay, so that's kind of my approach to it to get it better. And the last thing that I would add to that is, our church, we have iHeart here. We practice on Thursday nights. So I always treat the Thursday night rehearsal as I put the same level of effort into playing at the rehearsal like I was if it was Sunday morning. Because if I come to the rehearsal and I don't know when I'm supposed to play, I don't know where the builds are, I'm not really sure what the key is, I'm going to make a wreck of the practice. And really the way I always feel about it is that's telling everybody else, I don't have the time to do this, and my time is way more important than yours. And, I just don't want to be that person. So I come to rehearsal, to play it as well as I can possibly play it. I've played it a dozen times before I've got there, and I've played it flawlessly as best as I can before I get there at rehearsal. And then that makes, what happens between Thursday and Sunday is just kind of cleaning up, and you can kind of relax and enjoy the art of playing the bass. Okay, all right. That's how I practice.